The Rama start to study electricity, steam power, and machine manufacturing in the industrial age. Harnessing the power of radio waves might allow them to send signals to outer space, but this civilization could accidentally eradicate itself as weapons development thrusts forth. Interference with the planet poses a serious threat to the ecosystem that has sustained Ramati, sure, through the ages. The modern bourgeoisie? No, I think that's how you pronounce it. Bourgeoisie. The modern bourgeoisie society, with its relations of production, of exchange, and of property, a society that has conjured up such gigantic means of production and of exchange, is like the sorcerer who is no longer able to control the powers of the netherworld, whom he has called up by his spells. Karl Marx. All right. So let's see. What? Wait, what happened to their crabs? So if they now evolved to be able to move on their own? Well, I'm a little disappointed. I liked the crabs, but you know, I get it. So now they're no longer, what was it? Knowledge kingdoms or whatever they were called. They're now scholar assemblies. I like this. I like this a lot. So we can go for wisdom, which I feel like I kind of want to splurge and just spend all the synthesis on them because they're my favorite. Sorry everybody. Sorry humanity. Sorry pig people, but I like the Ramas. They're my favorite. I mean, just look at them. They're gorgeous. I just like the idea of a plant people thriving. So we could go with advancement. I mean, they're okay on both of those. I'd say let's go for wisdom. Plus, I kind of want to get them caught up with humanity so that they can meet each other. So I think I'm going to splurge and go for it. This age sees an explosion in the Rama potential for telecommunication via radio waves. Mass-produced goods, including new medicines, could improve the lives of many. Yes, sir and ma'am. Let's do this. Alright, let's see how they're doing. Let's stick with them for a little bit. Because fertility rituals were so pervasive in their culture, young Rama were brought up with an understanding of the sacred importance of mating. They were not confused or ashamed when they reached maturity and felt the deities calling them. Population rose accordingly. Why does that make me feel so good? That's just like... It's just such a heartwarming thing for a society to support and not shame people for... for what they feel naturally, you know? So in the industrial age, the Rama became expert builders of mechanical siege engines. Though these machines were crude at first, a breakthrough in their use of counterweight significantly improved their range. That's right, we did the whole thing with the trebuchets. So let's go and stick with them for a bit. The Rama are able to support large industrial areas with industrial population, or industrial production pipelines. Pipelines, we get the pipelines in there. The technology of the industrialization give the Rama access to fossil fuels and mineral resources deep under the surface of Tau Ceti. So now we are now in the coal fields. All right, Kular, how are we doing? Oh, you're in the new technological age. You have reached the Iron Age. Empires and trading states rise to power in the Iron Age. The metalworking Kular, so they're now metalworking people. Interesting. They forged tools and developed the skills needed to create simple machinery, while expanding theological discourse could provide them with a sense of purpose. Organized religion. Oh, I just realized this is the same block that we've seen for the other Iron Ages. Okay. I feel like this is new, though. From here now is the age of iron. Never by daytime will there be an end to hard work and pain, nor in the night to weariness, when the gods will send anxieties to trouble us. Okay, so we don't have enough for wisdom. We have enough for advancement, obviously, because it's 0. Or we could take a hit to dystopia and the amount of war casualties in order to gain some points back. I mean, I don't know if it's just the way they look. I feel like that's a little prejudiced, but I'm feeling like they're kind of warlike. I'm getting sort of like Well, you know, just because you're warlike doesn't mean you're not smart or anything like that. So, kind of getting this sort of warlike, monistic vibe from them. So, I think let's go for power. In epic dynasty wars, the fact that they're called dynasties too, I'm just kind of, I'm getting kind of like the Mongol dynasty, like of wisdom, but of war, and of terror, but of peace as well. That's kind of what the vibe I'm getting from them. Kular iterate siege weaponry against the well-fortified castles of their foes. So let's go for that. So we gain some synthesis back, which we desperately need. We're in a little bit of dystopia, but not terribly. We're now in the Iron Age. So now they're able to increase the size of their cities and are able to reach more regions on Rigel 7. The Iron Age technology let the Kular harvest the biomass resources on the surface of Rigel 7. Alright, humans. Where are you guys at? Enlightenment. Well, about freaking time, humans. Alright, civil rights movement. Excellent. Humans have disenfranchised ethnic minorities and legalized racial discrimination against them. Okay, not excellent. Resistance campaigns and grassroots protests against the dynasties are rising all over Earth, demanding the abolition of segregation laws and the end of structural racism. In a racist society, it's not enough to be non-racist. We must be anti-racist. Amen to that. Angela Davies, American political activist. It's not enough just to be middle of the line, not see color or whatever. We need to be actively working against it. Okay, so civil rights movement. Interesting. So we can gain some synthesis and actually gain more utopia. We don't have enough to gain all the utopia here from the civilization pillar because we spent it all on the Rama. I don't really want the dead end because there's nothing to gain from this. The trapper rulers of the human dynasties scorn the movement. Law enforcement is used to infiltrate and break up civil rights groups that privileged clutch to their racist past. Or we can have the civil rights movement. It makes a huge impact on lawmakers, but the structure of human society is still rooted in discrimination. That sounds about... that tracks. That tracks right there. But at least it's a positive here. We're going to be slightly more towards utopia. And then also on top of it, we gain synthesis, which is a win-win. There we go. Gosh, the amount of potential casualties are so high. We need to really work on getting that down. I'd say let's go for regular synthesis. A once powerful dynasty falls on Earth. Let's go for a question mark. Okay, humans mourn the death of a great nuclear scientist who leaves behind an important scientific life work. I think we're going to let's take a hit to the radioactive deposits here to gain more synthesis. We got 2 there. The humans polluted one of the large sea regions on Earth. That sounds about right. That tracks. I don't want to take a hit to dystopia. I really want to get them moving forward here. So let's take that. They mourn the death of a great nuclear scientist who leaves behind an important scientific life work. Amazing how many smart people are dying in this game. Let's see here. We do want this because we want to lower the potential casualties. We're at 200% here. My God. Let's get this down. Conflict between 2 major human dynasties is settled peacefully. Nice. Let's go for a question mark here. Oh gosh, it just went back up. A new powerful naval battle fleet is assembled on Earth. Question mark. Oh, but it's going down again. Cool. Conflict between 2 major human dynasties is settled peacefully. Excellent. Well, hello, floating plant people. They're in the scholar democracies now. I like this. Tau Ceti is sending signals into space. Huzzah! We are finally here. Radio test. Rama tests the capacity of new radio technology, unaware that some of those cryptic radio waves may reach faraway alien civilizations in the future. Have I done the world good, or have I added a menace? After the development of the first commercial radio transmitter. Ooh. Marconi, Italian inventor. Interesting. Interesting thing to say after inventing the radio wave. Okay. So, this is this is a big point here because depending on what we choose, obviously we don't have enough to figure out the signal boost here, but we might, I don't know, let's see here. The regular signal doesn't cost anything, and we gain potential to talk to humanity or the other tribe out there. A strong radio signal with nonsense messages like 1, 2, 3 or test is focused at the soul system. Interesting. I feel like for now, I'm going to go with silence. Just because nobody... I don't know. I feel like in the industrial age, this didn't happen in humanity. I feel like this is a brand new sort of setup that we've got going on here. Though the way humanity's at right now, I don't know if... I mean, if they get to space flight before the Rama does, and then they come here, they might just destroy them. So let's go for silence for now. Let's gain the synthesis. All right, love it. They've got like no casualties, so let's get them up to the nuclear age. Let's gain some synthesis. They formed a new dynasty of wise scholar heads of state. So all positive things over here. Technology. The Rama mourned the death of a great scientist. Let's go ahead and do this. The custom of a ceremonial tribal of the wits among the Rama brought about a veritable cognicracy. That's interesting. On Tau Ceti 3, scientists would award the chosen one a shiny bronze hat to solidify their claim to authority, and successful displays of intelligence at coronation rites instilled trust in this system. My question is, where did they wear the hat? How does the hat fit on their head? Is it possible that around other stars in the galaxy there are planets like our own? Let's take the regular here. Maybe there are aliens and other planets in the Tau Ceti system, and they will invade us someday. That's exactly what I'm worried about, you guys. That's why I didn't want you to send out the radio just yet. Let's go for the crazy one. Let's see what happens. All right, we have growth. A new line of sample rifles was manufactured. Okay, we're all right. Let's do this. We're now in the nuclear age with the Rama scholar democracies. When rocket technology begins to take off, the race for space dominance among the emerging superpowers of Tau Ceti 3 is on. The threat of Rama extinction looms ever heavier on the horizon as they delve into the secrets of the atom. Meanwhile, in suburbia, the masses are unsure whether to be frightened or excited about the social upheaval about to shake in their nations of sexuality, drug use, and civil rights. Also, rock and roll could become a thing. I literally read through that entire thing and got to the end and realized it probably was the exact same thing that happened to humanity. Same block of text, but it was so new to me that I read it again. And we, of course, read that quote already as well. All right. So what are we going to do? We can't buy wisdom this time. We don't have enough. But we can choose advancement. We could take a hit to power and utopia because, well, I mean, we don't really gain anything from that. So I don't know. I wouldn't pick that one then. If this was gaining us something, they could definitely take a hit to it, but it's not gaining us anything. So we're going to go for... The Rama could achieve the dream of space travel in this age, with superhighways now connecting most cities. It might also be a good time to start thinking about reducing fossil fuel consumption. That's such a utopia thing. So this is the difference between humanity and, or the dystopia and the utopia tracks, is that, like, very positive stuff is happening. I'm going to go out of the system, and I'm going to check in on the Kular tribes here. Natural global warming dramatically impacts the climate on Dogstar. Got it. All right. So we're good. So we've got forest areas, but we have lots of casualties. We're up there with the humanity. Let's take a question mark here. Ooh, somebody rises to power, and that means that the war casualties are going up. Development event. Let's do this. Oh, Lord. Not the poor dinosaurs. Okay. Foul pestilence. Triggered by vermin carrying invisibly small disease agents, the city of the Kular become breeding grounds for a terrible plague. The illness spreads over the whole planet via trading routes. It's highly contagious and kills its host slowly enough to create a global pandemic. It's a little bit too close for home, doesn't it? How many valiant men, how many fair ladies had breakfast with their kinfolk at the same night, and the same night supped with their ancestors in the next world? Ooh. Oh gosh. Please, let's save this society. I don't know. I like them. Oh man. Complete extinction. Oh my gosh. Minimal survivors. So I feel so bad. So this is the first time I'm really actually contemplating complete extinction of a species. Now, hear me out. Minimum survivors. This is going to take a huge hit to the amount of people. We have already we already are in a negative growth here, and it's going to increase the potential war casualties, and also increase or decrease the amount of technology they have. So it's going to set them back on everything besides. So by clicking this, it's going to severely impact them, and they may not pull out of it. Or the universe gains synthesis, and we just absolutely don't pull them out of it. This is a tough one. Do we try to save them, knowing that we very well might not be able to? I think we're going to go for the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few sort of situation here. And the poor Kular. The society falls apart as the pestilence quickly infects and kills every last Kular. Goodbye. Oh. This planet was once inhabited by a species called the Kular. Rigel, blue supergiant stars orbited by the ice planet Rigel 7 and 3 smaller stars in proximity. The fell prey to a terrible plague before they could understand the nature of the contagion. They never thought to associate the illness with their filthy urban lifestyle. Just a moment of silence for them. Goodbye, Kular. That was so sad. Alright. Let's see what Tabby's star's got going on here. There's a minor planet destroyed by an asteroid collision in the Tabby star system. The Rama are able to support large residential areas with large amounts of energy. A minor planet is destroyed by an asteroid collision in the Tabby star system. Okay. What about Tea Garden here? Extinct plant biomass on Tea Garden Prime slowly transforms into fossil fuel reserves. Ooh. This is good. We want that for humans. The civil rights activists on Earth inspire the humans to live peacefully. Excellent. Let's try Alpha Centauri over here. Dynamic wind patterns create marvelous structures on the surface of Proxima Centauri B. Let's go back to Tabby's star here. And I like this sort of lineup we got going on here. Earthquakes open an enormous rift below one of Tabby Prime's sea regions. Ooh, we might get some sea creatures in this planet. Alright, humans, how are we doing? Power and soul. This bodes well for us. Jet fighter ace pilots. Flying aces dominate the skies of Earth. Jets perform risky reconnaissance missions at the speed of sound and posture to show military might. Ace pilots perform record-breaking stunts that entice new human recruits. Fighting in the air is not sport, it's scientific murder. Eddie Rickenbacker, American fighter pilot. Alright, so we could prevent these pilots from coming to power. The pilots develop a reputation as military propaganda and dangerous liability. Humans choose to decommission expensive dogfighting jets. Jet fighters are adopted as one of many tools used in modern military in the modern military of the humans. Jet aces become loved and powerful figures on Earth. Humans model their values on the gung-ho attitudes and hawkish nature. Okay, well, when it comes down to it, we don't need to take that heavy a hit, and there's no benefit to it other than the regular development. And then on top of it, prevention doesn't do anything except for not take a hit. And we're already so deep in the hole here. I don't think that taking a hit right now is going to hurt us. And we want to save this synthesis for something that's going to be really drastic, like the extinction event we just came across for the Kular. So let's just take the regular development. It's part of the military now. It's a thing. We have jet fighters. All right. Hey, let's move towards utopia here. The humans developed and mastered the use of jet fighters. Air superiority became crucial to modern warfare on Earth. The humans created a gigantic stone stele on Earth. They're still on the stele thing. I don't get that. I mean, are they still fighting over fire too? That's what I want to know. Let's see here. Can I? Yeah, here we go. So they became a breeding ground for advanced species of vermin. Let's see, this is in the nuclear age. It doesn't look like they still have the mandate of heaven. So this is like all the history here. From the yawn of time's infancy, deities were said to have established the sacred fire keepers on Earth to protect and defend. But I don't know if that's still the case. Because this is like I think this is just like the history from the first thing we did with the volcanic eruptions that was almost an extinction event down to the last almost extinction event. So I think we'll just... It doesn't really give a summary history. It more gives a tracking of what used to be. Let's see here. I think let's try to move out of dystopia here more towards utopia for them. I think that's probably the best thing we can do. Ethnic minorities among the humans struggled with legalized racial discrimination after a section of the majority embraced the message of the movement. Racist laws were changed, but not enough to end existing structural prejudices against certain people. We literally just were talking about the Sacred Firekeepers. Apparently that's still a thing. Alright, the humans created a new style of architecture and redefined the shape of their constructions. Let's try to get more tech in here. The humans mourn the death of a great nuclear scientist. And let's move towards utopia. Humans created a gigantic stone stele. And let's go for utopia again. New style of architecture. Cool, because, you know, architecture directly impacts how people feel in a society. Hey, humans recreate their history on television. Big question mark. Let's see what this does. It's improving that. War casualties are going up, I think. Alright. Rama's scholar states. Tau Ceti is building spaceships. Heck yes. How are they so advanced? The nuclear arc. Fearing nuclear confrontation between hostile factions on Tau Ceti 3, the Rama construct a spaceship prototype to send their best and brightest to the stars. The preservation of the species may depend on the crew of the arc ship. Oh. So we're getting into, like, Superman style here. Like, they're worried that the planet is going to explode or be nuclear bombed. And so they're sending people out to escape just in case. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. Genesis, the Bible. Alright, folks. I think I'm going to go and take a quick break there. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you liked what you saw and want to continue on with this story with me, please be sure to click the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next game.